Members of the board present, the CEO, the staff of food.
things with just a step. Trust your hopes and fears, put your dreams up to the test. Always give your best shot, you'll come out top the show. You will be victorious no matter what the score. Set your good step to the plate, it's time to give your all. When knocked down, just embrace it, get back on your feet, stand tall. Said this would be easy, but it's time to meet the call. To give your dreams a chance, you must believe and set them free. You'll be victorious. Don't tell me the sky's the limit when there's footsteps on the move. Seize the chance with both hands, fortune favors up the judge. No one said this would be easy, but it's time to meet the call. Give your dreams a chance, you must believe and set them free. You'll be Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Believe it.
To advertise with us, donate sponsorships and suggestions, email us at trendafricatv@gmail.com or call us on 773-312-0318 or 773-756-6678. Remember to also follow and like us as Trend Africa TV on Facebook so you can always catch us live. On Instagram as Trend Africa TV 123 or subscribe to our YouTube channel as Trend Africa TV and click on the notification button to watch previous shows. You can also visit our website For your African news, entertainment, fashion, and sports updates on www.trendafricaonline.net. Trend Africa TV, redefining Africa.
My name is Eunice Cromwell, and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch Trend Africa TV.
Welcome to Africa.
Good evening, and welcome to another interesting episode of the Health Talks on Trend Africa TV. Thank you very much for your patience, and sorry we were unable to come to you last week, but we were giving time to celebrate Sienna. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. Today we are going to be speaking to three wonderful women who are all involved in healthcare. One of them will be speaking to us about sickle cell anemia and awareness, and a project that she's also doing back home and here in the United States. Later on in the program, we'll be hearing from two doctors for a program called Quench Wellness, and they're going to be telling us all about hydration and the cross between hydration and women's health. Let me give you just a second to go ahead and share the feed. Tell a friend to tell a friend that Health Talks is on. I'm Dr. Araba, and we'll be right back.
Royal Black says Araba, Maka Maka. Entertainment and sports, Maka Maka. I say politics, Maka Maka. Royal Black says, Assembly Safwa, Bia Assembly Puno, Sanepi Adekami, Ekome Yakotokumi, Ekome Yamisebe, you want love fake hanging, Maka Maka. Royal Black says Araba, Maka Maka. All the trending issues, Maka Maka. I say politics, Maka Maka. Entertainment and sports, Maka Maka. RBJ Diaba, where you fool from crowd. Asemi Safwa, yeah, Asemi Puno. Sasemnaba, yeah, Becca. Senya Betino, Sababefena Becano. Maka Maka, I just on a quick day. What by you no ni one, Jeno na care. What by you no ni one, Jeno na care. Say a politics, RBJ Becca, or Becca, a sports, RBJ Becca, or Becca, entertainment swear, RBJ Becca, or Becca, trending issues, RBJ Becca, or Becca, Maka Maka, Yediabao, Becca, Maka Maka, Yediabao, Becca.
My name is Eunice Cromwell, and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch Trend Africa TV.
Welcome to Africa.
Thank you once again for tuning in, and let me welcome all of those who have just joined us. Being adequately hydrated offers many health benefits. Proper hydration allows for circulation to carry nutrients effectively to our body cells, which help in preventing illness and diseases. Likewise, being adequately hydrated prevents constipation, gives your skin a healthy glow, and flushes bacteria from our urine. In addition, September is National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, designated to help focus attention on the need for research and treatment of the sickle cell disease. Our first guest this evening is Mrs. Salaskika. She is a registered nurse in Illinois who has experience through various states in the U.S. as a travel nurse. She is also the owner and director of the nursing staffing agency, NSA LLC, and founder of Diesel Health Organization, which is DHO. She is from Ghana, West Africa, and immigrated here to the U.S. with her husband and her son. Soon after, her son was diagnosed with sickle cell disease, which directed her career path into healthcare. She holds a bachelor's in theater arts and music from the University of Ghana, Legon, diploma in marketing, GIMPA, and a Bachelor of Science from Nursing from Chamberlain University, and presently working on her credentials to become a doctor in her field. She brings her wealth of experience to families struggling with blood disorders through DHO. DHO focuses on providing social support as well as educating people on medical resources available to them. She visits Ghana every other year for her charity programs, and her dreams are to build a specialized, not for profit hematology clinic in Ghana someday. However, her primary goal is to touch and improve the lives of the sick throughout this organization. Her forte is design and creative arts. She also owns the Decor Discounts Incorporated, a company that specializes in interior decor, resident peace, garden, and host family and friends. Among all things, she is also compassionate and very passionate about the sick, predominantly geriatric and pediatric population. Her patients describe her as a pocket of love. She believes that her life is too short and she wants to give love to all and worry less. She lives in Homewood with her husband and her three beautiful children. And we are so honored that she was able to accept our invitation and be with us tonight. So, how are you doing this evening? You're more than welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be on the show. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. Thank you. Let me just make sure that everyone's volume is up. I've got it. Okay.
Excuse me.
Producer, I think that we are all good. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're happy that you were able to make it. And this is Health Talks. And we just want to make sure that everyone gets to know who you are before we start talking about your organization. So tell us what made you choose nursing.
Well, thanks for having me on the show once again. So my long story short, my son's illness. My son was diagnosed with sickle cell when he was 2, going on 3. Some people might say 2.5. Um, and that closure we had with the healthcare professionals gave me a different perspective. Being, having immigrated into America, it gave me a different perspective of what I thought of medicine back home in Ghana. So it just opened my eyes to a lot more, and I realized how much we're lacking and how much education I needed to be able to take better care of my son and other children like my son. So that piqued my interest to pursue nursing from a media background.
From a media background, okay. And from your introduction, you said that you do travel nursing. So what made you choose that specialty? I know you said that your special interest is geriatrics and pediatric patients, but what made you choose travel nursing?
Travel nursing because I love adventure. I always like to experience something different, and that I know people might say, you have young kids, you have a sick child, why would you do travel all over the place if you have a child like that? But I chose travel nursing because it gives me a wider variety of experience. I get to experience different work environments. I get to see different places, and I get to learn things that you wouldn't learn otherwise in a stagnant place. So that's why I chose. And then it comes with perks, more money. So
Yes.
why not?
More money, traveling to nice places, absolutely.
Right.
And we also heard from your introduction about your decor that you're doing, the cooking that you're doing. All those things sound amazing. So apart from all that, you have a very, very busy life. What else do you like to spend most of your time doing?
I love to garden. I love to kind of stay in my backyard. I love plants, so I garden a lot. When the summer presents itself, I do take advantage of that opportunity, plant flowers. I love to see them grow, and I love to do it with the kids. We do have like a little food garden and then plant garden. So I like to give them that experience just so that they know food is not always got from the store, from the shelves or from the fridges. It's a process. It grows. You put the seeds down and it grows. So I like to teach them that, and I enjoy it.
That's wonderful. And we know that September is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we are talking about it, but a lot of people may not know what it is. So one thing our program is very big on is education. So we'd like to give you this time to go ahead and educate our viewers on what sickle cell is, and then we'll get into how you are providing awareness with it with your organization and telling us what people can do to also celebrate this month as well.
Right. Thank you for this questioning. This is very dear to my heart, as you can see. Sickle cell simply is a blood disorder that affects the hemoglobin. Now, the hemoglobin is a chemical in our blood that carries the oxygen to our little cells. Okay, so our body's made up of various little cells, and they need oxygen to thrive. So the hemoglobin carries the oxygen. Now, sickle cell disease is an inherited disease from both parents. So in the case of my son, I do have a gene of sickles, the sickling, and my husband does too. So I am AS, and my husband is AS. So we both, my son inherited both S's. So he's an SS that makes the disease. So with the SS, they are not able to, their hemoglobin can carry the oxygen just fine. But when it gives it off, that's where the problem arises. It begins to shape itself like the sickle, the sickle, the tool sickle, like a C shape, and it sticks to each other. It causes blockage in the capillaries and the blood vessels. It destroys the lining of the biggest blood vessels, and so we see complications such as pain, you know, jaundice, because it cannot carry as much oxygen as a normal person would. So it's just like too much of a good thing, because sickle cell originally is a mutation in parts like Africa, some parts of India, and other Asian countries because of malaria. And so if you are AS, you typically don't get malaria as much. But so it's just a protective mechanism that the body built over time to protect us from malaria. But unfortunately, with the SS, they have too much of it, so then it becomes problematic. um, some of the other symptoms you might see is stroke in kids, little kids. So my son had a linear stroke when he was 2, and that was like the turning point for me in my career, where I decided to take up nursing. And you would see a lot of kids, unfortunately, in our parts where we come from, there are a lot of health disparities where unfortunately, there aren't as much resources as there are in the Western world, which is why we took up this initiative to do the little that we can do to help kids with sickle cell. Of course, I live in America, I live in Chicago. There are kids here with sickle cell, but it's more prevalent in Africa. And of course, charity begins at home. So
Absolutely.
I start from home, do little educational programs. We do support, like psychosocial support a lot, because there's a lot of misconception about sickle cell, a lot of stigma in our parts. And so we want kids with sickle cell to know that it's not a death sentence if you have sickle cell. I can go on and on, but it's basically that's what sickle cell is.
Absolutely. And so, in terms of the pediatric population, because you spoke about how you are really into pediatrics and geriatrics, and by you having a child who was diagnosed at such an early age, what
Yeah.
are some of the things that you can tell parents? You mentioned that you and your husband both had the AS trait. And
Right.
so together that combined both the SS, which gave your son the sickle cell. So if someone is watching this and may have never known about this, what are some preventative things that can be done even prior to having a baby, that you could know whether your child would have sickle cell or not?
um yeah, thanks for this question. A lot of people would ask, what if you get to know that you are AS and your spouse is AS as well? um Typically in Ghana, I didn't get married here, so I do not know much about marriage here, the process here. But in Ghana, if you marry in the church, they'll have you go and test, do a blood test, and get to know
Okay.
what, if you carry anything, if you have any, genetic disorder or anything like that, HIV, to do all those things. And that's helpful. It's better to know than not to know. And so by doing some of these tests, you can tell that, okay, I have the gene, my spouse has the gene too. So then you're prepared. If you still want to go ahead and get married, it doesn't stop you from getting married. But then with a lot of, medical advancements, there are so many things that you can do to help your child if they have the disease. And
Okay.
I do have three kids. My oldest is the one with sickle cell disease. I have twins after him, and the twins both don't have sickle cell. And so
Oh, okay.
it's a 25% chance in every pregnancy. So I have all three. My daughter, the twin, one of the twins, is AA. She got both A's, and then the boy has one A and one S. So he would have to, get to know his spouse and be prepared if he still chooses to go ahead with, you know, the spouse or marriage. So it's helpful to know. And
Mhm.
if you do go ahead and marry, there are genetic counselors who would, prepare you mentally, social workers who will let you know what options you've got. And so that if you go ahead with the, being together and having children, they can help you.
Absolutely. And you mentioned how you already know the genetic trait of your kids. So, with this happening, you decided to, I presume, go to genetic counseling or go to a genetic specialist to go ahead and screen your entire family, correct?
Right.
Okay. And so for people who want to know how to do that, because genetic testing is something that one sometimes is not necessarily accessible or affordable in certain situations. So how do people go about being able to get genetic testing, and what is the importance of getting genetic testing?
Like I said earlier, genetic testing gives you, it opens your eye to what you have that probably wouldn't have shown up until, something really happens.
Mhm.
So, if you do a genetic testing, not only for sickle cell, you might know, other, things that could be hiding that you have no idea of. You know, not everybody, with the way recently everybody's mixing, the world has become so small that
Mhm.
people, um, different races are mixing, and there are things in other races that are prevalent in other races that aren't in the others. So
Correct.
it just reveals a lot to you. And like I said, it's better to know than not to know. You arm yourself that way, and
Absolutely.
you know what your options are and how to better take care of yourself. Simply go to the doctor and
Mhm.
request that you want, genetic testing done, and they would refer you to someone who does it, or a specialist.
Okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and switch gears and talk a little bit about your organization. So when did you start? I know you said that this was all birth, like you changed your career in nursing based on your child, but when did you decide to also branch this out and have a whole organization dedicated to this disorder?
Yeah. Thank you for that question. With my son is called Kelly. I'm going to refer
Of course.
him as Kelly in this on this podcast. So Kelly, during Kelly's treatment, each time I visited home, I was so frustrated.
Mhm.
You know, being a mother, seeing a child go through all the pain and all the, uncertainties, like in Ghana, having a child with sickle cell, it's almost like a death sentence because there's not much they can do. And growing up, I saw people around me who died. They're like, they call them sicklers, which is inappropriate, but that was the local parlance. And they usually known to die early,
Mhm.
so it was very frustrating getting to know people who had sickle cell. Your son has the condition, so you see people, you see the symptoms, the yellow eyes, the jaundice eyes. They typically have a yellow eye. and you see them and you just know, you get closer, you probe more into it, and you realize that, oh, they're just like your child, so you want to help more.
Of course.
And they sometimes they don't even know that they have the disorder, the disease, sorry. A lot of people do not know, and so they do not know how to treat it or how to better take care of themselves, and they blame it to malaria, the witch back home, all sort of things. We did a short film that we kind of did a survey and talked to different families who were having this challenge, and some of the children or the patients would talk about. I had a boy who actually said he ate some food from someone and he got the disease. So it's a lot of misconception, a lot of stigma, and a lot of lack of knowledge. Caused made me realize that there is a need to also pay my quota and contribute to you know educating people and supporting. I'm in a better place. I mean, I saw people die because in the hospital, or I heard people die in Ghana and other African countries because they did not have money to pay for blood, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas in the US, they don't even ask you to bring three people. Sometimes they tell you to go bring three people in Ghana to donate before you get the blood that you are in dire need of. So
Yeah.
some of these things that I had just made me realize that you need to do something.
And so you birthed this organization, which is DHO. And so, from the way you envisioned it or the way you started it, how has it progressed and how has it changed over time?
It's so far so good, but it's very challenging.
Of course.
Very challenging when you are you want to help people, and sometimes they don't even realize that they need help,
Yeah.
and they're not accepting of the help.
Hmm.
Very few people know that they need help. There has been challenges, but our hope is, we keep our eyes on the prize, you
Hmm.
know, um, educating people, and the little change and the little gratitude we see in those who appreciate it, the
Yeah.
help, the little help that we give them, the comfort, even the psychosocial support. It's encouraging enough for us to keep going.
Absolutely. And we're looking at some very beautiful pictures. Are these pictures of your charity event that you had in Ghana last time you were there?
Yes, this was before the corona. This was just
Okay.
before the corona.
Pre-COVID, when everything was
Yeah,
so
right, right.
nice.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was such a faithful event. We went to donate, and I went with my son. He
Okay.
ended up having a crisis, and he stayed. So the whole vacation, we stayed in the hospital with the patients, even though we went to
To
donate.
take care of the
And
patient.
yeah, so we ended up being patients too, and we were in the hospital the whole time, and it was very heartbreaking. But then every time I say that, every experience is good. Every experience it has a purpose, because it opened my eye even more to a lot of need, and it gave me a close up of what it was like to have a child admitted in Ghana. The wrong medication, tough list of. I tried to hold my tongue and not let them know who I was, but at some point I just couldn't help it. you know the the way they give medication, and I don't blame the nurses. They're doing amazingly well, but
Yes.
it's just lack of resources. And a child died. She wasn't sickle cell, I don't think so, but we were in the VIP, in the
Hmm.
children's ward, and this child was brought in. The mom was, Ghanaians can be dramatic. The mom was like in tears, yelling and wailing, and she all she needed, she couldn't breathe. I don't know whether at that time COVID had started creeping in. I have no idea, but all she needed was oxygen. They wanted money first. The child died. She died, and it was so sad. So these are some of the things that, you know, I saw, and I'm getting teary talking about it. You know, I saw at that time that made me realize that I need to do more. You know, I need to arm myself and put myself in a position where I can offer more than I'm already offering. You know.
Absolutely. And let me just tell you that we really applaud you. Our program goes through a lot of research. We look at a lot of people and we saw what you were doing, and we definitely wanted to show light to the good works that you're doing. So, though it is emotional, I think you are making a tremendous difference in all the lives that you are reaching with people who are sick and even people who are not sick. The education piece of it is very, very important. So congratulations to you, and we're wishing you all the best. Tell our viewers how we can get a hold of you, how we can donate to your cause. By this being September, I just want to encourage everyone that every month the government normally sets aside time where we look at different disease processes and other different initiatives. So by this being a month that we're talking about sickle cell and wellness awareness, if you have anything to donate, it's very, very, very good to give back to your own. This is someone who's doing great things, providing psychosocial support for people, providing education, doing charity events, but all this can't be just done on her own money. So we'd like to also sow back into what you're doing. So how can people donate to your cause and help your cause?
Excuse me, give me a minute. Let me dry my tears.
You know, let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. This is Health Talks. Thank you.
Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Believe it.
Looking for that special gift for that special someone? Looking to bring life into your personal or family portraits? Art Bank is your creative bank of art solutions. We provide a wide range of digital photo editing and paintings that will transform your images into exquisite yet affordable pieces of art. We bring old photos back to life. Your photos can be framed or made into canvas prints of any size of your choice. Our ultimate goal is to bring into your homes and offices amazing masterpieces through eye-catching portrait paintings for occasions such as birthdays, graduations, award ceremonies, funerals, and many more. You can locate us on Instagram at @bankgh. You can also contact us on 312-609-9907
or atbankgh@gmail.com for all your inquiries. Atbank, reviving your images.
My name is Eunice Cromwell, and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch Trend Africa TV.
Welcome to Africa.
Thank you for staying tuned to the Health Talks. I'm Dr. Araba, and we've been speaking to Scholastica, and she's been telling us all about her organization, DHO. And before we left, we were going to find out how we could donate to her cause. Then we'll take a quick break and we'll segue. We'll meet our other guests, and then we'll circle back with her so we can learn more about her organization. I know we have a lot of viewers watching. You guys may have questions, so this is a great time to get your questions together. We have a WhatsApp line. Let me get the phone number. Feel free to send your WhatsApp comments. You can call us as well, 773-312-0318. And that would be for any contributions, just make sure you do it only via WhatsApp. Remember that Health Talks is brought to us by Trend Africa TV in collaboration with Ghana National Council. And we thank our sponsors, the Jemima Nunu Foundation, Omama TV, Holiday Africa, and Pa Ventures. So tell us again how we can get a hold of you. How can we donate to your cause? Where can we send our contributions?
You can email me on D for David, A for Apple, M for Mary, E for Echo, K for Kid, U for Uniform, G for George, E for Echo, at gmail.com. If you want to donate anything. But currently for the sickle cell month, we are doing a back to school drive where we want to collect school supplies for these kids. It's pathetic. Sometimes they don't even have, school bags and pencils and little things like those. So we can take the items and ship them back home to these kids.
Okay, and is there a particular group of kids you're servicing? So you're saying the kids that they don't have. So do you have a group of children that you are focusing on, or are they part of the hospital there? Are they part of a special school? Where are these kids from?
So typically I work with kids. I randomly go to Kolebu. They have a sickle cell program over there.
Okay.
And they the kids who come to the sickle cell clinic, I do my donations there. And for kids who don't even have the resources to get to the hospital, we meet them in their communities. I go to Akwamu. I've worked with Akwamu a lot. The kids in Akwamu, unfortunately, during the COVID, we lost a couple of them. But we do go back to Akwamu a lot, and we're going, we kind of go community to community and talk to the chiefs, the leaders. They know them. The community leaders know these kids, so we do that, and we do donate to these kids. And I have a couple kids that I personally support with, maybe they have really serious conditions and they go for blood transfusions a lot. So sometimes financial support, and the Queen Mother of Akwamu actually does a lot for these kids. So I do support her from time to time. Every Christmas she does Christmas parties for these kids to feel like part of normal kids. So we do support her programs. Aside that too, we do whatever personal need they have. Sometimes their parents do contact me and I help them however I can.
Wonderful. And this is something that should be a shared effort. So again, I'd like to encourage everyone to donate to this worthy cause, especially in the month of September, as we are talking about sickle cell awareness and talking about how to get more education out, how to make sure that people know how to treat their loved ones who do have this disorder. And one thing that you said that was very touching is that it's not a death sentence, but it does take a lot of education to be able to know how to properly manage someone who does have this condition. So We thank you so much for giving us all the information. If you don't mind, just hang tight for us. We're going to introduce our other guests, and then we'll come back, and any questions that people have for you, we'll definitely address that, and we'll hear more from you. So we
Sure.
appreciate it. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking to the co-owners of Quench Wellness. I'm Dr. Araba, and we'll be right back.
Chocolate is the first luxury. It has so many things wrapped up in it. Deliciousness at the moment, childhood memories, and that grind-inducing feeling of getting a reward. Now think about it. Chocolate presented as things you love the most. Yes, and edible too. Try our chocolate shoes and your love for chocolate will go a notch higher. You will never see chocolate just as a bar. Your imagination will go wild. Go ahead, take a bite. Kabi.
Hello there. Welcome to Trend Africa, where we give you the best of live streaming across all states in the US. We also do web designing, event planning, emceeing, app creating, and promotions. Or if you want to shoot an advert for your business or a show, you can contact us on +1773 312 0318. For more information, you can visit our website at www.trendafricaonline.net and also on our social media platforms at Trend Africa TV. You can download our app Trend Africa Online on the Google Play Store and App Store. Trend Africa, redefining Africa. To advertise with us, donate sponsorships and suggestions, email us at trendafricatv@gmail.com or call us on 773-312-0318 or 773-756-6678. Remember to also follow and like us as Trend Africa TV on Facebook so you can always catch us live. On Instagram as Trend Africa TV 123 or subscribe to our YouTube channel as Trend Africa TV and click on the notification button to watch previous shows. You can also visit our website for your African news, entertainment, fashion and sports updates on www.trendafricaonline.net. Trend Africa TV, redefining Africa.
My name is Eunice Cromwell, and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch Trend Africa TV.
Welcome to Africa.
Thank you once again for staying tuned to Health Talks. We are now going to introduce our second guest for the program, and that would be Dr. Gemily Dekeye. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing it well. And Dr. Chantel Stevens-Anker. Dr. Gemily is board certified physician specializing in emergency medicine. She received her medical degree from Rush University and completed her residency training at the University of Chicago. With several leadership positions underneath her belt, including chief resident and associate director of practice, she brings years of experience in leadership to Quench Wellness. Her partner, Dr. Chantel Stevens-Anker, is also board certified in internal medicine. She completed her medical school and residency training at the University of Illinois in Chicago. As a hospitalist, she knows firsthand the impact that wellness and preventative care can have on overall health. As a result, she brings a wealth of knowledge and the management of chronic disease and essentials to the preventative medicine scene. And we are very excited. You guys know how difficult it is to have doctors around, and to have two doctors around today, we are privileged. So you guys are both welcome. Please, what should I call you? I don't want to pronounce your name incorrectly. So give me the correct pronunciation and tell me what I can call you for this program, please.
So my name is Gemily Dekeye. You just call me Dr. G.
Dr. G. Okay, thank you.
And I'm Chantal Stevens Archer.
Chantel. So Dr. Chantel and Dr. G. We're
They
good.
used to call me Dr. C, so they call us
Dr. C.
NC.
Yeah. Oh, Dr. GNC. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure I butchered everyone's name. So we're excited to have you guys here. We've read a lot about Quench Wellness. We're very excited to learn all about it this evening. Health Talks initiative is just to go out and look in the community and see all the people that are doing who look like us and for us, and just to be able to promote those things. So we're very excited that you were able to join us today. So I'll start with you, Dr. G. What made you choose to become a physician?
Big question, but honestly, I can say that it's always something that I wanted to do. I lost my father at a young age, and I think the impact of health and how important it is to be aware of our bodies and to know what we can do to help them and to educate and to teach has always been a big part of who I am since that happened. I think naturally as a student, I was always, interested in science, and I think it was just a perfect, combination of the things that I loved and the things that I was interested in.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that you did emergency medicine before you went into doing the Quench Wellness. What interests you the most about emergency medicine? Because we know that's really busy. That's all where all the tragedy and all the excitement is basically in the hospital. So what drove you there?
Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people, see the ER as the place for crisis, but I've always said that it's organized chaos, and really we're just prepared for anything that comes our way. And I feel like that's a personality trait of mine anyway. So it was very natural for me to go into something where I needed to know a little bit about everything, where I was able to see, pediatric patients, adult patients, able to take care of medical complaints, surgical complaints. So it's almost like a bit of a jack of all trades. So I just like being able to serve such a wide community of people and to feel prepared for whatever comes through the doors.
Wonderful. And Dr. C, same question. What involved you in medicine? And we know that you are specializing in internal medicine and preventative care, which is always very important to us at Health Talks. So what brought you into medicine?
Yes. So I've always had a strong interest in the sciences from youth. So kind of going into medicine was just a natural progression of this science interest that I've already had. It was a nice melding of my science interest, my desire to teach, my desire to mentor. So I was able to combine all these skill sets into one and become a physician. I think what is particularly nice about internal medicine is internal medicine allows for me to treat adults from 18 onwards. So I have a wide range of patients that I treat and a wide range of conditions that I'm also able to treat, from asthma to heart failure to heart attacks. So each day varies when I enter into the hospital. So that's very nice. But it also affords me a lot of opportunity to meet patients where they are. Meaning I can go into the community setting and work as a primary care physician and kind of help on the maintenance side of things, or I can go in a hospital and work on the acute care side of things and work as a hospitalist. It also allows me to work in concierge practices such as Quench Wellness. So it's just a nice opportunity to just serve my community in so many different ways.
Absolutely. And we are very proud of you both. Anytime we see anybody who is progressing and anyone who has made it as far as you all, we have to give a big congratulations. So congratulations to both of you all. And we'll go ahead and switch gears and talk about Quench Wellness, which I spent a lot of time doing research on and very intrigued, and we'll be making an appointment to visit.
We would love to have you.
I saw a lot of awesome things there. So for anyone who is not familiar with Quench Wellness, and either of you guys can take this question, go ahead and tell us what is Quench Wellness and what prompted you all to start this organization?
Yeah, I think a good starting point is just kind of talking about how we came upon this idea. We came out of medical training, bright eye, bushy tail, ready to save the world, many, many moons ago. I'm not going to tell you how long, but came out really excited about really making a difference and an impact. And as soon as we kind of entered the field, we began to notice all these voids and just the disruptions and broken medical system that we're currently working in. And we were just
kind of astonished, and we wanted to look for opportunities to make a difference in our community and bridge that gap. And so that's kind of how the idea of Quench Wellness emerged. It's really a novel clinical practice because the current state of the medical care system is very reactionary, right? Exactly. It's very reactive. You know, for instance, you get sick, you go to the emergency room, right? Same way as our healthcare system is also set up too. If you think about how much you have to pay before your insurance will even kick in and cover expenses. So it's kind of a system that promotes chronic illness.
Yeah, it kind of sets you up, unfortunately, to fail. And so we wanted to really be able to meet people ahead of their medical needs and focus on preventive care, maintenance care, and wellness, because it's a cycle. The better, the more wellness you have in your life, the more you take care of yourself, the less sick you're going to be, and the less you're going to need to depend on this broken system that we are all a part of.
For sure. And so taking those ideas, when we start to think about, okay, how can two motivated, courageous women physicians go out there and make a difference? We broke it down to just very simple concepts. What do you need to survive and be healthy, right? It's very simple, right? You need air to breathe, you need water, you need sleep, and then you need nutrients, right? Also known as food. And so we break it down to just those simple concepts. Where can we intervene? And so we decided that we can do it through hydration and we can do it through vitamins. And so really the idea and the name of Quench came from quenching your thirst.
Quenching your needs.
Quenching your needs in so many ways, because it's evolved.
All the ways that you're depleted. We live very busy lifestyles. We live lives where we're not getting enough sleep, where our nutrition is poor. Even the food in the grocery store is nutrient deficient, And so in order to be able to keep up this lifestyle that we have to be able to replenish our bodies with what they're missing. And so being able to help our clients to hydrate and to be able to get nutrients back into their system is what allows them to keep going. So we boost you.
It's your fuel.
It is. And the more we were in our practice, we kept meeting woman after woman after woman who loved our IV infusion services, but we quickly realized that there was a deficit when it came to women's health. You can always find an OB-GYN to do your pap smears and to take care of, those kind of issues. But we kept hearing over and over about menopause and about this time in a woman's life where literally everything changes, and unfortunately her voice is not being heard in a lot of settings. And so that really prompted us to deep dive into menopause, to learn more about the science of it, not just what we learned in medical school, and also to learn about novel and new ways that menopause was being managed. A lot of times it just kind of gets put off in the corner like, it's just that time of your life and just suffer with it and you'll be fine and it'll be over in a few years. But women were really suffering in terms of being fatigued all the time, not having the desire for their partners, dealing with all the other effects like weakened bones and increased risk for heart disease and dementia and Alzheimer's, all because of your hormones.
Exactly. And, even if you think about it from a statistics standpoint, back in, let's say, the 1940s, the mean age of survival was 60? Now people are living 80s, 90s, and the average age of menopause is 50. So people are living 30 plus years in this state of not feeling like themselves, state of fatigue, and increased risk of all of these conditions, in particular heart disease, which is the number one killer of women. Yeah. So if there is an opportunity to jump in there and help prevent conditions like cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, prevent bone fractures, and make you feel fantastic at the same time, why not?
Yeah. So our practice has really shifted since we opened our doors almost 4 years ago to focus more so on helping women as we age, because it's going to happen to all of us. And menopause is not just our mother's disease anymore, even though we haven't quite reached that stage yet. But it's in every woman's future. And so being able to really educate women too and get them prepared for this time of their lives has really been so rewarding for us. And seeing women that were like, I just don't feel like myself. Something is different. I have no energy. I can't get out of bed. I don't have interest in anything that used to interest me. And now they're saying they feel like they're 21 again. They feel like they can hold life by both hands. And so it's wonderful. It really is a beautiful thing to see. And we're really glad that that's the course that our practice has taken since we started 4 years ago.
That's wonderful. So initially when you started, because you spoke about the 4 elements and everything, was this something that you looked at that could help everybody? Were you looking at a certain race? Were you looking, I know that right now you said that your practice has transitioned more to like the women who are going to be going through menopause, which is amazing. But I'm just wondering, in the beginning, was this idea something that you thought that, hey, this is an idea that could uplift everybody, right? Because medicine is always broad, right? We look at everything in school, they kind of focus everything on a certain, I always say when I was in school, I felt like everything pertained to like a white man between like 30 and 50, and then you have to learn about everybody else. So were you looking at a specific race? Were you looking at a specific gender? How did you guys like first initially look at the idea?
Yeah, it really was for everyone, right? We started off with kind of vitamin shots and vitamin infusions and evolved into this women's health practice.
Okay.
But to be honest with you, even when it comes to hormone depletion and hormone deficiencies, we're finding it's not just menopausal women that we're dealing with, right? I'm seeing younger patients come in over and over again. I'm talking 30s, 40s that also are having hormone issues and imbalances simply due to the lifestyle that we're living. And so now this is no more just a mom's disease. This is also, we're seeing younger individuals, and those very women are also bringing in their husbands.
Yeah.
So
we do see the guys too. So we can take care of the husbands and the men out there. But
yes.
I think just like any business, we had some idea of what we were getting ourselves into, but you learn. And so the original idea, yes, was to serve a very large, population of people. We had infusions that could take care of beauty, skin issues, headaches, hangovers, dehydration. So being able to take care of a wide variety of people. But, you have to be flexible when it comes to your business. You have to be able to meet your clientele at their needs, and naturally your business is going to shift and you're going to find your niche in terms of who your target audience is. So yes, you have all these dreams and you think you know what it's going to be, but you have to see what the reality of your business is and move accordingly.
I also want to add that I'm most proud that a lot of our minority population find a safe space to speak with us. Commonly, they come to us and they tell us, I've been to this doctor and they're not listening to me. They're not taking me seriously. But they come to us and they feel heard. They know that they can get sound advice. They know that it's based on knowledge and research, and that we're actually here for them. So I just think that that's profound, and I'm really happy that we could be that voice for our community.
Absolutely. And I think it's based on evidence. I think one of the biggest problems that I personally, as a healthcare provider, have with different companies that tell you to come in for different infusions is that they don't have medical training. And I feel like sometimes everyone just wants to grab an idea and, enforce it on people. And maybe you've read something and you saw that this is something, but it means a lot to come from someone who has experience. And considering that you work in the emergency room and you specialize in internal medicine, people feel more comfortable with expressing them, because you're not only telling them what they need to, get to feel better at this moment, but this is a lifetime thing. All these things basically come from lifestyle changes.
Yes.
So I think that's what makes Quench Wellness very unique. And that's why I'll have to make an appointment. So tell me a little bit about your organizational culture. I watched some things online. It looks like a very relaxing atmosphere. What do you guys think about the way you guys are organizing the culture there at Quench Wellness?
Yeah, so it's a 2-doctor shop. So everything that happens at our practice goes through Dr. Chantal and myself. We're very, pay a lot of attention to detail, and knew that we always wanted our space to be one that was relaxing and calming, but like Dr. Chantal was saying, that it's medically sound and that you're actually getting information and care that is rooted in science and rooted in facts and research. And so, we paid attention to every detail, from the colors of our space to, our massage chairs that you get the infusion in,
to the smells.
Right? Because all of that is part of your experience. And we also are very, very much into education. So we take our time. When you come to our practice, it's not going to be a 5-minute quick, appointment with your doctor where you feel like you're not heard. We're going to take the time to make sure we listen to all of your concerns, address all of your concerns, make a treatment plan, and then move forward from there. So we really do pride ourselves in that. That it was intentional to organize our practice and our space and our communication. It was all intentional, really focusing on the client and making sure they have the best experience possible.
And it's therapeutic too, right?
Yeah.
It really fulfills that mind-body connection.
Yeah.
Oftentimes you go to a doctor's office and it's sterile, white on white on white, and air conditioning is on blast. And so we don't want you to feel like, oh gosh, I have a doctor's appointment.
Right.
We don't want you to dread it.
Yeah.
We want you to really look forward to another opportunity to interact and learn and make your health even better. So I think the space really allows for those things to be pushed forward, and really make people comfortable.
Absolutely. And you mentioned that these things are to prevent certain diseases, especially heart disease, which is affecting a lot of people of color, especially at a younger age. So by you both being physicians, do you incorporate the traditional medicine along with what you guys are doing? Let's say, for instance, I'll give you a scenario. You have a patient who's like maybe 35, 40, probably experiencing maybe some early menopausal things, and they want to come to you to get some of that relief. But meanwhile, they have a primary care physician who may be working with them, maybe with other things. Maybe they're giving them like, birth control or hormone, other things. Do you incorporate with all the treatment plan with that primary care physician, or whose job is it? I love to ask this because I feel like patients sometimes they kind of drop the ball, and I always tell them that, you are kind of the driver of your own. You kind of have to let everyone know, who you're working with. So in your practice, how do you reach out to the other providers, or do you tell your patients that, hey, I need to get your other providers' information so we can make sure we're all collaborating? How do you handle a situation like that?
Yeah, it's twofold actually. So we do communicate with medical providers. Like for instance, some of our patients may have other conditions going on, whether they have a hematologist or a GI doctor that may need to be made aware that they're on these hormonal therapy. We definitely communicate with them, but we also give the onus on the patient too, right? Recognizing that we're an integrative preventative practice, right? And prevention really starts at the core with them. So here is what the treatment plan is. And we kind of go over it in very much detail so that they understand all the different aspects and how they work together.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely believe in shared decision making. Mm-hmm. This is not back in the day where, what your doctor says is law and then you just have to follow it. No, you are educated. We also do our due diligence to educate you and to give you the facts. And we're going to come up with a treatment plan together. And we're going to make sure that we're both comfortable with what we're doing. And so we really try to empower our clients to have a stake in their health and to be responsible to speak to their primary physician. But we're a transparent practice. We're always, willing and able to speak with primary care doctors or specialists when it comes to our clients. We also do offer a small concierge practice as well, meaning there's some clients who want us to be their primary care doctor, not just on the wellness side, but on the more traditional medical side.
Okay.
So, we can have, depending on the client, we can do a full concierge package where we meet all of your medical needs, or we could do co-care, where we're able to really help you on this wellness and holistic side, but you're also seeing your primary doctor, perhaps for insurance issues or things like that, who can also manage the more traditional. But that's the nice thing about being MDs is that we can do both, So it really depends on the client and what they're looking for, and we take it on a case-by-case basis.
And you mentioned concierge. So does that mean that you will go to a patient's, meet the patient like at the patient's home or the patient's office, or do they always need to come into your practice?
we'll do some COVID now. A lot has changed. So, you know, people come into the practice, but we're also open to do televisits as well.
Wonderful.
So, yeah. So what concierge means, because I think this word kind of gets thrown around a lot.
We hear it everywhere.
What concierge means is focused care. It allows for us to customize your care, right? So a single visit that I have with a patient within the concierge practice is an hour long. Where can you find something like that? So an hour long, and it's that long because I'm not just concerned about the medical conditions that you have, right? I'm concerned about how you're sleeping, how you're drinking, how's your stress level, and then we target all of these things with a very customized and focused plan.
Yeah.
So that is what the concierge practice is. And then it allows for us to meet more often. For many individuals, when they see a traditional primary care doctor, they're only allowed to meet once a year. You know, in our concierge practice, I have people coming in once a month or once every 3 months, just based on what their needs are.
Okay, that's wonderful. Yeah, that's very important. I'm glad you clarified that, because I think that when you think about concierge medicine, because of the way the celebrities make it look, beautiful doctors show up with their bag at their house and they're there when they wake up in the morning. So definitely, I like the way that you explain that. So it's just meeting the patient where they are, whether you need to come in more frequently, and you go through everything. Now, one other thing I wanted to ask, you talked about asking about how the patient sleeps and everything. When I think about sleeping and insomnia, my mind always goes to behavioral health, right? Because we know that those people help us in adjusting different things. Do you collaborate with the behavioral health, or maybe someone who has an underlying psychiatric issue? How would you be able to incorporate your wellness and holistic tips with maybe some of the psychiatric medication that they're taking?
Yeah. We're definitely able to collaborate with a lot of other physicians. What's nice about being internal medicine and emergency medicine is we have a very large Rolodex full of physician contacts. So we rely on them very closely. So if we have a patient that's coming in with sleep-related issues, one, we try to target it. Okay, what are you doing? Are you on your device very late? How structured is your sleep hygiene? How often are you taking your stimulants, and how close to your bedtime are you taking it? So there's various things that we can kind of work through. We even use some very natural herbal remedies also to help with sleep, whether it's chamomile tea, whether it's melatonin. We also have some sleep aids in the clinic that we use. And then we really target what is the underlying psychiatric illness that is occurring. And if it's something that we think requires more effort and more attention, we have health coaches that we use that can kind of work through those issues, or we have physician psychiatric contacts that we can also utilize as well.
Yeah, I think that's great. That question was a great example of how there's space for both sides of healthcare when it comes to conditions, right? That it's not just all or nothing when it comes to either psychiatric meds or just deep breathing, right? Mm-hmm. There's a large, range in terms of what can be offered, and both play their role
simultaneously.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I'm happy that you mentioned that, because I see a lot of patients who feel like they have to choose either or. And I always tell them that a good practice would be able to collaborate everything. They would be able to review your history and see at what point you need holistic care and what medications you really need. You can't really do without, and you have to just be able to incorporate the both of them. So I'm glad that you guys utilize that at your practice as well. So we're looking at your practice. What are your plans for the future? Do you see yourself expanding? Are you going to put one on the north side, which is closer to us? Or where do we see Quench Wellness going?
Yes, we would love to expand. But one of the things that we've learned over these last 4 years in business is that you really have to time everything, correctly, and, go with your gut, go with your instinct in terms of what's right. We're really happy with how busy our practice is. We're able to manage it. But as you expand comes other challenges. And we always want to make sure that we are present for the client and that they continue to get the same experience as when we were a tiny little practice. So, just making sure we have the resources available in order to meet the client where they are. So we would love to expand. We're looking at opportunities. So we'll see. We'll see where Quench is in the upcoming years.
But I want to piggyback off of that, expand in terms of maybe locations. So be on the lookout. But it also expand in terms of services too. One of the things we've been looking into a lot is even adding some nutritional based services to our program, helping people from kind of ground zero, taking them to the grocery store, teaching them how to shop, finding the kind of healthy items that are in the periphery of the grocery store, teaching them how to prepare foods in a very lean way. Because we're always telling people eat healthy, but what does that really mean?
What does that mean, right?
Yeah, so really kind of getting in there hands on with individuals. So
incorporating exercise,
yes,
group classes, and really fostering this sisterhood that we've created in our practice, and being able to again offer the clients what they really need to meet their health goals.
And even more mental health options as well. So we know stress is a very huge motivating factor behind a lot of chronic illnesses. And I wish I could say that we won't ever be stressed, but we know that's not true. So the more opportunities and services we have available to help cope and manage with stress, the better. So those are kind of things to look out for in the near future with Quench.
I think COVID-19 has also brought a lot of its own things. I find that people are a lot more stressed. People are not sleeping. Some of my elderly patients are basically up all night thinking about their children and their children's children, and just what the future holds for all of us. And I have to say, when they came out with the booster shot, and my patients were like, oh my God, I'm not going to do another shot. And I'm like, this is like a whole nother element of stress. So I do agree that we're living in different times, and people definitely are more stressed out, and we need to all find ways, to be able to kind of de-stress ourselves, no matter what type of position you're in. So that's really important. There's an awesome video that I would like for us to all watch. It's about 2 minutes. We're going to watch this video, and then when we come back, we're going to speak to them and get more into their services. They do have vitamin booster shots, intravenous vitamin infusions, bio-identical hormone optimization, comprehensive weight loss program, which I know all the ladies are interested in. And then we'll find out about their payments and how to make an appointment and where they're located and all that other good stuff. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to watch their video, and we're going to continue talking to Quench Wellness. I'm Dr. Araba, and we'll be right back.
Welcome to sankofaonline.com. Your number one diaspora news portal has joined with GhanaWeb.com to bring to you the latest news around the world, especially Ghana. Visit our website at www.sankofaonline.com, or you can download our app from the Google Play Store or App Store. Sankofa Online, serving the Ghanaian Chicago community.
It's Myrna. I'm 52. No, I'm not. I'm 51.
Hi, my name is Melinda.
My name is Tyler. What I love about Dr. G and Dr. C is that they were more concerned about how not just the vaginal dryness that I was having and loss of libido. They was concerned about the whole person.
So a year ago, October, I was not feeling good. I was very tired, lethargic, sad, crying for no reason, never wanted to have sex anymore.
I must say, when I first came here, I came because I was tired, always lethargic, and always have little aches and pains. So I was like, let me explore. And they came up, they were the top search. They just came up, Quench Wellness.
I started here because I researched having pellet therapy and knew about it for a year before I ever decided to come in.
Dr. G talked to me about the testosterone pellets, but she said she thought that I might need to try the bioidentical hormones first to see if those would correct a lot of my problems instead of just going to this really expensive machine right off the bat. But fortunately, after taking the bioidentical hormones, I felt like a totally different person. I felt, in my mind, I'm 21 and I'm going to be 21 forever, and that's exactly how I felt.
Today, I've had my third insertion, and I tell you, it's the best thing you'll ever do in your life. I am a fan. I will tell all my friends, everyone that needs anything to make them feel better, you should try this. Try it for a year. If it doesn't work, you stop. It'll be worth it though, and guess what? I bet you won't stop.
I feel so much better. I got the testosterone pellets. It was an easy process, easy procedure, painless, and I must say, as of today, I feel great, and I'm here for my second installment, I guess you would say. I feel like I felt when I was in my 20s. And women don't think about that, but sexuality is important for women, and just as important as it is for men. And a lot of times we feel like as we get older, that just gets to go away forever because that's about age. But I think what's wonderful about Quench Wellness is they feel like it's not about as you get older, your sexuality goes away, your looks go away. It's about being young forever. It's about looking and feeling how your mind feels. I felt 21 in my mind, now I feel 21 in my body.
Ladies, if you are dealing with any of the issues mentioned in this video, including low energy, fatigue, low libido, increased weight gain, or just not feeling like yourself, then bioidentical hormone pellets may be a great option for you. Don't delay. Call or visit our website to book a phone consult with us. We'll see you soon and take care.
Looking for that special gift for that special someone? Looking to bring life into your personal or family portraits? Art Bank is your creative bank of art solutions. We provide a wide range of digital photo editing and paintings that will transform your images into exquisite yet affordable pieces of art. We bring old photos back to life. Your photos can be framed or made into canvas prints of any size of your choice. Our ultimate goal is to bring into your homes and offices amazing masterpieces through eye-catching portrait paintings for occasions such as birthdays, graduations, award ceremonies, funerals, and many more. You can locate us on Instagram at @bankgh. You can also contact us on 312-609-9907 or @bankgh@gmail.com for all your inquiries. Art Bank, reviving your images.
My name is Eunice Cromwell, and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch Trend Africa TV.
Welcome to Africa.
Thank you very much for staying tuned. I'm Dr. Araba, and this is Health Talks. We've been speaking to co-owners of Quench Wellness, and we're going to go back to them. We watched a very important video that they showed where people were talking about how they felt old, and then after going to them, after doing some of their products, they started feeling younger and they started feeling better about themselves, which is very, very important. So I think one of the most important questions that we're going to always get, when people look at products, is they think about how affordable is it. So let's just jump right into the payments. After that, we're going to take a quick segue and we're going to speak to Dr. Ofori, who gives us the updates about COVID-19, which is very, very important. We know there's new regulations with the vaccines. We know that our kids have all went back to school. I know I'm kind of a nervous wreck a little bit with the kids going to school, but we're all praying and hoping that all will go well. But tell us about your payments and what insurances are accepted. And if a person doesn't have insurance, what is like a price range? I know you can't give us exact prices for everything, but what is a price range that somebody would be looking at if they needed to get your services?
Sure. So we actually are pretty transparent about our prices. If you go to quenchwellness.com, you'll see all of our IV infusion and vitamin booster shots. So they range anywhere from $10 to $125 if you're doing a bundle.
I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Would they have you'd have to do the consultation first to know exactly like what is recommended, all right? Because you're saying that the prices are there. So would you recommend for people who are watching this, maybe they just zoomed in, your recommendation would be for people to set up a consultation and then kind of like, talk to you, see what you need. Then they could go and, see the pricing. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. So when you go on our website, you can book a new client appointment if you want to come into the practice. You can also book a phone consult, and we can have a conversation over the phone first before we talk about what services we have and what we think can help with your symptoms. Based on what's going on with you, the next point is to get some lab work to see what's going on with your hormones. You do a review call with us, and then if you're a candidate for our hormone optimization, you can come in and you see us. When it always comes to pricing, we do accept insurance when it comes to your blood work, but unfortunately, insurance companies have have not caught up necessarily to some of the advanced technologies when it comes to especially women's care and women's reproductive health. So unfortunately, insurance does not cover the pellets. However, blood work is usually covered by your insurance. And then when it comes to the cost of the pellets, we always talk about value, right? People are willing to pay for whatever it is that is going to suit them. So, to be able to feel like yourself again, to be able to have that desire for life and energy to be with your family and to do the things you need to do, it can cost you $3 a day with the pellets. So if you can afford a cup of coffee every morning, you can afford to feel like the woman that you know you are on the inside.
I love that. Ladies, if you go to Starbucks and get your morning coffee, you can afford to feel better with Quench Wellness. I love that comparison. And it's very true. You're right. I think whenever we talk about pricing, people are always like, it's too expensive. But if you were to really calculate, I went to a seminar one day and they calculated a cup of Starbucks coffee every day for like 3 months. And I was like, I just don't even know where the money goes. But we find time to do that. So very crucial to do that. So everyone who's watching the program, though this is available to both men and women, they are saying they're more focused on women's health. Therefore, if there's any ladies out there who are watching this, who are kind of getting to that menopausal stage, or even before that, and you're feeling tired, you're feeling weak, you're not feeling like yourself, maybe you're having a problem keeping the weight off, or just need any support at all with anything pertaining to any of your women's needs, they're telling you to go on their website, which is quenchwellness.com.
Correct.
Go to their website, set up a new patient consultation, do the blood work, which is more than likely going to be covered with insurance, but then they'll discuss the pellets with you, and that could range somewhere between maybe $3 to $10, but it's affordable, it's reasonable, you can work things out with them, and you can get to start feeling the way that you need to feel. Anytime I see things like this, I'm very encouraged to share with everyone, because we've all been there before. And I think every woman can relate to not feeling like themselves at a certain time. And sometimes you don't know where to go. And you can speak to your primary doctor. And if your primary doctor is a man, they're kind of limited because they may not, they may not feel like the way you can feel. So to have two brilliant ladies who have come up with this practice, I think is amazing. So let's just take a quick segue and let us introduce Dr. Ofori, who's going to give us a quick update about COVID-19. Dr. Ofori is an assistant professor of the pharmaceutical sciences at Chicago State University. He is a pharmacist by training, and he focuses on drug discovery and neuropsychiatric disorders, including schizophrenia, depression, and substance abuse. And of course, he is a partner of Trend Africa TV and always sits on our professional panel. So Dr. Ofori, you're more than welcome to the program tonight. Thank you for coming. Oh, I'm sorry, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we're here. Thank you.
Okay. You guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right,
Thank
all right.
you.
So thank you very much for having me. And again, as usual, I'm coming to you guys, giving you some COVID-19 updates. As currently the stands, we're doing very well in terms of number of vaccinations, especially in the US. We have about 63% of the population partially vaccinated or fully vaccinated combined. And we are seeing an uptick in number of people who are getting the vaccines because of certain federal and government input as well. As we saw this afternoon, the current Biden administration ordered that all federal government workers are supposed to have the COVID vaccine, which is going to impact about 80 million people around the United States. This is actually going to shoot the number of people who are going to get vaccinated so that we can at least achieve about 75% of people who are vaccinated. One interesting thing that we should all understand, and viewers should understand, is that a lot of the cases that we're seeing, of course, that are having severe outcomes and deaths are occurring among individuals who are unvaccinated. Over a whopping 95% of people who are dying currently. In fact, today, over almost close to 1,800 people died in the United States due to COVID. And out of that, 95% of those are unvaccinated. This is clear and evident that, at least if you haven't seen anything, there's clear and very striking difference between individuals who are vaccinated and those who are not vaccinated when it comes to death rate. So I'll urge all listeners, if you have the opportunity to get vaccinated, please don't think about it twice. We have enough data to support that if the COVID vaccines are effective and they're actually preventing hospitalization and death in most cases. Switching the gears to Africa, we're still lagging behind. Africa was set to attain at least 10% vaccination by the end of August. As we speak, only 3 countries in Africa, including South Africa, Morocco, and Tunisia, are the only countries that have met this, benchmark. We are still waiting on a lot of countries to actually ramp up their vaccination efforts, as countries such as the United States and UK sit at 55% average vaccination rate, which kind of tells us that there's a disparity in terms of vaccination numbers around the globe. And this needs to be addressed, as the WHO has actually highlighted that we cannot have booster shots in Western countries when countries in Africa and other third world countries do not have up to 2% vaccination rate. If you go back to Ghana, the cases, and again, going back to Africa, the cases are steady. If you zoom into Ghana, especially, we are seeing that there's uptick in cases because of the Delta variant. But then we also seen a corresponding increase in number of deaths attributed to the Delta variant as well in Ghana. Our vaccination rate in Ghana still sits at around 1.4% of the population. Currently, we are seeing some vaccines being donated to or being sent to countries like Ghana and other countries in Africa to kind of increase their vaccination efforts as well. COVAX was supposed to provide up to 20% of the population vaccination efforts, but we're still lagging behind in terms of that effort from the WHO. So looking at everything in a global perspective, at least 41% of the global population seem to have at least received 1%, one dose, I should say, of the COVID vaccine. And most of it, I would say, is in the Western world and part of Asia and the rest. Africa and places like South America are struggling when it comes to vaccination efforts. So I'll pause here if you have any questions about that, and then I can give you some updates about school children and vaccination efforts.
Thank you very much. Actually, what I wanted to ask was in terms of the vaccination. So I know that right now I've heard that some people will need a booster. I actually have had only one patient. He is renal. He has kidney failure, and his doctor also already gave him a booster shot. So how close are we to the booster of everyone getting it? And if we need a booster right now, Dr. Forey, how often are we going to be required to get shots? Is this going to be something like the flu? Are we going to have to get this every year? Or where are we going with this?
I can say is that the CDC and, for that matter, the Food and Drugs Administration have not made any statement in regards to booster shots. Most of the information that we are hearing is coming from the federal government. There is still data collection in progress, hoping that at least by the end of or by September 20th, there will be enough data to be able to tell us whether getting booster shots is something that we should consider. Since a lot of people who received a COVID vaccine 8 months ago are seeing a drastic decrease in protection against the Delta variant. So it's something that, researchers and all these government agencies are looking at closely, but it's not something that we can say definitively at this point that everybody will need a booster shot. However, individuals who have immunocompromised conditions are kind of going to be the top priority when it comes to administering booster shots and even additional doses of the vaccine, because these individuals tend not to produce enough titer of antibodies when they receive the COVID vaccine. So yes, it's something in talks. It hasn't really come into fruition at this point. We're still considering other means of getting more people actually receiving the first dose as opposed to getting booster shots at this point.
Okay, and Dr. Ford, I actually have a few patients who are in Ghana, and they traveled here from the United States. They were fully vaccinated with Pfizer, and they were all tested positive a little while after staying in Ghana. Does that mean that the variant in Ghana is not reactive to the vaccine that we took here? And then, if that be the case, how safe is it to travel right now?
So currently, from some data that has been shown in Ghana, is that the Delta variant is actually driving most of the cases that you see there. The Alpha variant doesn't contribute any significant numbers, especially when it comes to severe cases. So, in my opinion, yes, the Delta variant is driving most of the cases. However, as we talk, I think the CDC and the WHO kind of rank Ghana still as safe to travel zone. If you want to travel there again, you have to observe all the protocols that has been set by the government of Ghana, which is you have to still test 72 hours prior to travel. And if you do get there, they're going to administer a testing, which is a quick test that you're going to be subjected to in order to ascertain that you do not have any active COVID infection. So yes, people are having issues with getting testing in Ghana, and in some cases, there's been some, for every test, there's always going to be some issues with it. But then, so far, the testing at Kotoka International Airport has been very successful in kind of preventing, external import of COVID cases into Ghana as well. So yes, if you're traveling to Ghana at this point, it's safe. I've seen a lot of people do travel back home, and nothing has changed at this point.
Okay, but I think my biggest concern is that if you've been fully vaccinated here in the United States with Pfizer or Moderna, why are those same people showing up in Ghana being positive? Does that mean that the Pfizer vaccine and the Moderna vaccine are not resistant against the
Yeah, so
Delta
so so
variant?
I get what you're trying to say. So the vaccine doesn't prevent you from infection, right? So
Right.
you can still test positive to the virus.
Okay.
But then what some of the data or some research has shown is that individuals who have vaccinated tend to have low shedding load for the virus, and also tend to be fare better when it comes to hospitalization and severe cases. So
Okay.
yes, if you're fully vaccinated, you still have a chance to get infected and even pass on the virus to other people at a much lower rate compared to somebody who's unvaccinated.
Okay. Very good, because I think that's a lot of people's concern, and I know that our push here at Health Talks is to make sure that everyone is vaccinated, but people are coming back and saying that, so and so was vaccinated and they still got the virus. So what you're saying is that you may still get the virus, but you're going to have less symptoms and you're going to maybe do more better than someone who is not vaccinated. I did
Correct.
see CNN this morning that most of the people who have had very severe cases that are filling up the emergency rooms that are on ventilation, and unfortunately, people who are passing away are all people who have not been vaccinated. Is that accurate?
That's accurate at this point. So that goes back to my point of making sure that if you have the opportunity to get vaccinated, please do. I've seen a lot of videos of people who are on their sick bed, almost about to die, and they're asking for the vaccine. It's too late, right? So I'll urge you, if you're listening and you're still having doubts about it, it's been proven to be safe. A lot of vaccines that have been approved in the past tend to show side effects within the first 60 days. We are almost a year into this, so more than at least 9 months, I know, into these vaccination efforts, and we haven't seen any drastic side effects or adverse reaction to this vaccine, except for cases of severe anaphylactic shock in individuals who have allergies, and some instances of pericarditis, which is inflammation of the around the heart amongst teenagers and young individuals at a rate of 0.006%, which tells you that it's very low numbers of people seeing this kind of side effects. And even some breakthrough infections that we're seeing also represent a very small fraction of number of people who are vaccinated. So in terms of safety, at this point, the data is telling us that it's safe and it's actually protecting a lot of people from getting severely sick and dying from infection. So please do not think about it twice, especially if you're privileged to be in places like the United States where you have enough doses to go around again, right? So it would be very sad to see people die from it whilst, we have some kind of solution to it at this point.
Absolutely. And remember, viewers, vaccines are available almost everywhere now. You can go to Walgreens, Walmart, CVS. You can sign up online, make an appointment. A lot of places are even accepting walk in. Be very wary for people who are trying to offer you the vaccine card. I did see a documentary on CNN where people were selling fake vaccination cards because they wanted to be able to travel. So steer away from that and just go forth and get the vaccine. Dr. Ofori is telling us that it has been proven to be effective. We have heard very, very minimal side effects. I think one of the most alarming things we heard initially is with the Johnson & Johnson, which was related to more of blood clots and maybe people who were taking birth control, those age groups. But if you're able to get the Pfizer or the Moderna, or if you even have to get the Johnson & Johnson, it has proven to be effective. So please and please and please get your vaccine. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always reach out to Trend Africa TV or Ghana National Council. And we are committed to make sure that everyone gets the vaccine. So we will help you make your appointment and make sure you get the vaccine. Dr. Ford, do you have anything else for us?
I think that's it. All that you said is something that we all have to make every effort in our circles to get at least people who are unvaccinated to get vaccinated by providing convincing information to these people, right? There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. None of it stands the test of time. So please don't fall a victim. Don't lose a loved one because they didn't get vaccinated. Urge all the people around you to get a vaccine when they do have the opportunity to do so. I only kind of feel worried for places like Ghana where we don't really have that many doses. But then we still have to be on the watch, put into place like infrastructure wise to be able to distribute these vaccines just in case we do have them. But notwithstanding, we should make sure that we social distance, wear our mask. And I know that is not something that's happening back home. I can attest to it. And it's something that I'll urge all the listeners back home and even over here, if you haven't gotten vaccinated, to at least social distance and observe some protocols that will prevent you from infection.
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Ford. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring back all of our panelists, which will include the CEO of DHO together with the Quench Wellness guest, and we'll hear all the last things they have to tell for us. We'll give a couple announcements, and we'll wrap up the show for today. I really appreciate everyone's time and commitment to Health Talks. Remember that Health Talks is brought to us proudly by Trend Africa TV and Ghana National Council, and we thank our sponsors, Jemima Nunu Foundation, Omama TV, Holiday Africa, and Pa Ventures. I'm Dr. Araba, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Royal Black is Fiaba, Maka Maka. Entertainment and sports, Maka Maka. I say politics, Maka Maka. Royal Black is Assembly Safwa. Bia asembi kunu sane pia de kami ekome ya kotokumi ekome ya misegbe iwo love ke hanye maka maka Royal Black is Fiaba maka maka all the trending issues maka maka I say politics maka maka entertainment and sports maka maka RBJ Diaba, where you full from cry. Asami Safwa, yeah, Asami Punu. Sasamino Ba, yeah, Becca. Sanya Bettino, Sabapena, Becano. Maka Maka, Akasame Quedewo. What by you no ni one, Jeno Nake. What by you no ni one, Jeno Nake. Say your politics RBJ Becca, or Becca, a sponsor. RBJ Becca, or Becca, entertainment swear. RBJ Becca, or Becca, trending issues. RBJ Becca, or Becca. Maka Maka, Yediabao, Becca. Maka Maka, Yediabao, Becca.
My name is Eunice Cromwell, and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch Trend Africa TV.
Welcome to Africa.
Welcome back to Health Talks, and we'll go ahead and bring back all of our panelists, and we'll go ahead and take any comments that we have here. Again, we thank you for everyone tuning in. We really appreciate everyone's support and everyone's willingness to just tune in every Thursday evening to learn about all these valuable topics we're bringing. I always say if there's something that you're really interested in knowing, please let us know, and we will search to find the expert who will be able to bring that information to you. So once again, thank you so much, ladies, for staying with us so long. And let me go ahead and look at our comments. Maybe my producer can pull some of the comments up and put on the screen so we can be able to see it, so we don't miss anyone. We are streaming live at Ghana National Council and Trend Africa TV. So sometimes, going back between the two, I may miss something. We have a message from Mr. Kofi Cromwell. We thank him for watching. He says, "Great show. God bless you all." Thank you, sweetheart, for your support. We really, really appreciate you. And then let's see. He's going to pull up the other comments so we can be able to read them. Trend Africa TV in Ghana says, "Dr. G, good to see you on Trend Africa TV. Keep up the good work." Yes, Doc, we are very happy to have her here. These are busy, busy people, guys, so we have to appreciate it. Aquasinimo says, "Great education. Keep it up." Thank you so much for always tuning in and supporting Health Talks. We really appreciate it. We'll see what other comments we have. Let me see if I can also look here. And Mr. Pakwasi Sam, he's the president of Ghana National Council, says, "Congratulations, ladies. I remember when you started, you have done very, very well." Thank you, Mr. Sam, for all your support. We really appreciate you. He is the president of the Ghana National Council. Mr. Johnny Woods, who always supports us, a very informative show. Thank you very much for taking your time to join us on Thursday. Anyone who was not able to tune in with us live, remember you can still share the feed and they can watch it. Royal Black Jesus, who happens to be the best producer in the world, says your comments and questions are welcome. He's encouraging everyone to leave your comments and questions. And even if you leave it when we're not on the show, I will make sure that we get the answers to you. And also we will acknowledge your comments. So thank you. Rita gives a lot of broken hearts. I think she was referring to when Scholastica was talking about the things that were going on in Ghana with the people who were having sickle cell and even the little girl who did not, but she passed away with the lack of oxygen, which was a very touching story. So yes, we do sympathize with it, and we are so happy that she's able to do that. Empress Mawasi says, "Beautiful, Mrs. Zifanu." Again, she's speaking of the lady who has the DHO organization. So yes, we are very, very grateful. And now that we have all of you guys together, first and foremost, let me just say how grateful and how privileged we are to have such brilliant people joining us. We are very, very proud of you all. We looked at all your research. Believe me, our team goes through very, very deep. We read a lot and we look at everything people are doing, and we'd like to highlight you guys and congratulate you all for all the great things that you are doing. So I'd like to just give this time. If you guys have any closing remarks you'd like to say, if there's anything that I forgot to ask that you want to highlight, this would be the time to do that. So we'll start with Scholastica. Anything you'd like for us to highlight again with DHO? If you don't mind, if you can give us the email address where people can get a hold of you again, that would be great.
Okay. The email address is damekugee@gmail.com.
Okay,
So that's
great.
damekugee@gmail.com.
Okay, and we'll make sure we put that on our platform. And again, that's going to be for anyone who wants to contact her. Remember, she said that right now she's collecting school supplies to help some of the children back home. She'll be shipping it back home to help those children who do have sickle cell disease at the Kolabu Hospital sickle cell unit, to be able to help them to be able to have school supplies. And she's also very, very focused on education and resources. So what are your closing remarks for us today? And again, we just really want to thank you for your time and all the things that you shared with us today. We really, really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Before I go on to my closing remarks, I want to applaud Dr. G and Dr. C for their amazing work. And I'm glad that we're all on the show together, and I want to highlight that hydration is really important when it comes to sickle cell. And so, whether you have a trait or not, or even for people who have the disease, I think that it's something that they should patronize and look into. And you should be seeing me soon at your practice. I'm very excited about what you're doing, and would see how we can partner and see how we can help others hear about the good things that you're doing. Um, with sickle cell awareness month, I want everybody to use this opportunity to educate people, extend an arm to someone who needs help. They are around us. The stigma is real. You would think in this day and age people are not stigmatizing, but they are. People don't want to even let others know that they have the condition. So extend an arm. If you realize there's a kid around you who's always sick, try to probe into what's going on, how you can help, especially for children back home. My concern is for kids in Ghana mostly because they don't have the resources. Here, there, for people who are living here and have sickle cell or have um, children living with sickle cell, there are organizations that they can be part of, and there's a lot of resources there. One organization is Skadai, and they have, I think they're doing a golf. They're golfing to raise funds, and they're selling T-shirts. So that's my sister organization that I kind of rally behind to do stuff here in Chicago and the United States, whilst I work back home on our, our challenges. So everybody look up Skadai and support them.
Thank you very much. And we had another message come in as you were speaking from Mr. Pakusi Sam, and he says, God bless you and that you're doing a very good job. And thank you for all that you have been doing. So once again, Mr. Sam, thank you for all your support. And we really appreciate your support. And we're glad that you were able to come on the platform. For people who maybe did not know a lot about sickle cell, I'm sure this is a very informative platform. If any questions or concerns are to come up after this program, we'll make sure that we get a hold of you, and people should also be able to contact you. And remember, guys, anything that you have, when you think about donating, don't only think about what you can do for the people here. We do have a large world, and there are people who just do not have it. So she is just collecting school supplies, pencils, pens, backpacks for
Yeah.
children who have sickle cell back home in Ghana who really, really need the support. You know, when school supplies goes on sale, and I think it already went on sale, but I feel like with COVID, everything is behind. But you know, there's a time where things are like a nickel and 10 cents. You can buy a little bit extra after you buy your kids' school supplies, and you can donate it to her cause to make a difference in a child's life. So thank you so, so much. We'll go ahead and take closing remarks from Dr. C and Dr. G. Once again, thank you so, so, so much for coming to talk to us about Quench Wellness. We've learned a lot. And as she's going to be coming, I already told you, I'm making my appointment. So when you see my name pop up, know that that's what it is. I'll be coming by and getting some of your services. And we just appreciate the work that you guys are doing. It's very admirable to get a medical education and be able to focus it on a certain generation and a certain population to be able to see a difference. So congratulations to you both. We pray that progress will be the only thing that you guys see going forward. And we'd like to just continue to just spread the news. It'll be on our pages. We'll share it on our social media. Anything that we can do to get people feeling better and feeling hydrated and feeling like themselves is what we want to do as you've come on Health Talk. So go ahead and give us your closing remarks.
Thank you so much, Dr. Araba, and thank you for having us on the show today. It's always been our goal to educate and to share our knowledge, so we love being on platforms such as this. And also just to thank your other guests, Jifa and Dr. Edward. Jifa, amazing work on what you're doing with sickle cell is so important in our communities, and we can absolutely collaborate. We'll find some way to do that. And Dr. Edward, thank you for all that you're doing. in terms of educating and on the COVID front, also very vital and crucial information. So we're just happy and blessed to be on such a elite panel, and we are just really grateful for this opportunity. So thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I just want to, in my closing remarks, just remind everyone the saying is true. An ounce of prevention really is a ton of cure, right? So I just encourage every person that is watching this video, or even if you're going to watch it later on or hearing this, really take stake in your health, right? Your health is one of your most valuable entities. And so without you, you won't be able to function properly. So whether it is something as simple as dehydration that you're suffering with, or vitamin D deficiency, which I know a lot of us can attest to, or you need an energy boost such as B12 or hormonal imbalance, we are here for you to support you in any way that you need. So all that you need to do is go to our website, quenchwellness.com, and you can book a new client appointment, and we'll be happy to consult with you and provide a very customizable plan. You can also call us at 773-974-9481. We can be reachable by phone there, and we also have email at info@quenchwellness.com.
And we would love to see you in our Hyde Park practice, and really help you to reach your wellness goals.
And tell us exactly where the Hyde Park office is.
So we are located right at the corner of 47th and Lake Park. So that's 1301 East 47th Street in Hyde Park.
Okay, and your business hours?
So we are by appointment only. We're in practice every Wednesday and at least one or two other days per week. If you go on our website, you'll see our full schedule and full availability to book your appointment.
Absolutely. Okay, guys, that is Quench Wellness. Make sure you share this information with everyone. They are accessible in Hyde Park. Make sure you go on their website to make an appointment. They are appointment only so that you can have time. And remember, Dr. C spoke about how some of their appointments can even go an hour. They are really trying to focalize their care on the patient. So make sure that you have time and you are going to take that extra step to make a difference in your health. And they can help with a variety of things. Like I said earlier, they have lots of programs. But one thing about it is that their website is very user-friendly. So if you click on, you'll be able to see all the things that they offer and be able to take full effect of all these things. Once again, we thank them both. We know that it's not easy. Doctors are very, very busy. So thank you so much for taking this time to be on Health Talks. We really appreciate you. We'll continue to spread the word, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You're more than welcome. Dr. Ofori, any closing remarks?
I think I would like to thank the wonderful ladies that graced our show today. I'd like to say that we really appreciate everything that you're doing. I mean, there's a lot of things that we all come together on. And I believe that with people like you in positions like where you are, you can always help our people to attain the health needs that they need. So I really appreciate everyone for coming.
Thank you very much. We're going to take just a few announcements. If you want to advertise your business or anything that you're doing with Ghana National Council, you can reach out to me at eunicecrimo@hotmail.com, and I'll be able to provide you with affordable rates for yearly publicizing on our website, and also will be able to promote your business on our social media platforms. Ghana Entertainment Awards 21 has also nominated Ghana Fest, the virtual fest, for an award. So we do need everyone to get on their phones and be able to vote for us. You dial *365 *300 hashtag. Remember when we had our virtual fest, we had wonderful performances by Nasi. We had Mo Beats. It was such a very, very packed program, and you know how wonderful it is. If you never got the chance to see it, you can visit us on YouTube and be able to watch it. But we would like to get this award, so we do need everyone to support us. So please dial *365 *300 hashtag. And I believe the award will be announced on October 16th, and that will be in Accra. So we'll look forward to getting that award with everyone's help. Remember, for our family back home, when you are living here and you want to get insurance for your family back home, the only solution would be Fleary Health Insurance. Fleary Health Insurance is a marketplace, and it allows us to provide affordable health care for our family members back home. Currently, they are in Ghana, Nigeria, and Zimbabwe. And what happens is that we are able to purchase those insurance plans for our people back home, so you don't get a phone call in the middle of the night to send money because they need to go to the hospital, or they need an ambulance, or they need emergency services. This way they can be able to have a good plan. They'll have an insurance card. It covers doctor's consultations, dental, optical, lab testing, prescription delivery, and it also can arrange you to have an ambulance. So make sure that you visit Fleary Health Insurance and see how you can get your loved one health insurance. Also, for everyday healthcare needs, instead of going to the hospital, you can also utilize Express Med GH. That is also available in Ghana. They will be able to come to your place of business, your place of home. They have a telehealth service where you can talk to doctors about different healthcare needs. They are at www.expressmedgh.com. You can also email them at expressmedgh@gmail.com, or you can WhatsApp them on 054-205-3335 or 020-260-0661. Lastly, but not least, if you are traveling to Ghana and you'd like to perfect your language, which is speaking Tree or speaking Fanti, you can take lessons at the Tree Learning Center. If you use the Ghana National Council discount code, you'll be able to get 10% off for your Tree and Fanti lessons. They have single lessons or group lessons. And of course, you can reach out to me, Dr. Eunice or Dr. Araba. I am the business manager of Ghana National Council, and I can help you with that promotion. And my number is 773-526-9493. Those are our announcements for today. Remember that water is known as the elixir of life. And with good reason, every system in your body needs it to survive. Water not only regulates your body temperature, but it also keeps your joints lubricated, helps prevent infections, and delivers nutrients to our cells. Additionally, our kidneys and livers work to get rid of toxins in our bodies, and they depend on the water to do their job. Because we lose a lot of water during the day just because of breathing, sweating, using the bathroom, make sure that you are replacing water every day and avoiding dehydration and loss of critical electrolytes. Also, about 100,000 Americans live with sickle cell disease. The genetic disorder named for its sickle cell-shaped red blood cell causes pain, severe infections, and can also cause organ damage. However, the severity of this disease varies, with many people facing a shortened life expectancy and a host of recurring, debilitating, and expensive health problems. This condition happens to also be disproportionate for African Americans and people of Hispanic nation, with an estimated of 1 in 365 Black Americans and 1 in 1,400 Hispanic Americans suffering from it. This September, Health Talks, along with Ghana National Council and Trend Africa TV, we celebrate the progress that it's made in treating Americans suffering from this disease, and we'd like to stand together with what we heard from the DHA organization to improve the health of those living with this disease, both here in the United States and in Ghana. I always like to end with my favorite quote. Also, we have an announcement here that you can support Trend Africa TV, of course, by donating. You can use Cash App, and that would be the cash sign Royal Black Jesus, or you can Zelle 773-312-0318. And we surely do appreciate your support so we can continue to bring amazing shows to you like we've done today. My favorite quote, of course, is by my sister Jemima. Remember, if the sun is not shining on you, let it shine through you. My name is Dr. Araba. We thank you for your time. God bless you. And of course, God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Give your leg back, plumb me. Betibe Mafia. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Believe it. No, no. Me never love your love. The cow will be losing. No, say no, no, hey, no, no, hey. Me never love your love. The cow will be losing. Who say it? No, no, hey, no, no, hey. Mina mia wodeka, bena mia tengo watote ya wasia. Bena ne ya peto lavado, maga tromi akbo.